Washington Times front page for Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Vice President Kamala Harris is quickly becoming the Democratic Party's likely 2024 presidential nominee, receiving plaudits for saving the campaign and energizing the base. Jeff Murdoch and Dave Boyer report Harris has racked up the support of potential rivals and donors, and at least 1,976 delegates, enough to secure the Democratic nomination, now plan to vote for her, according to the Associated Press. The announcement came just a day after President Biden quit the race, and it marks a stunning show of solidarity for a party that was reeling just days ago. Harris traveled to Wilmington, Delaware to meet cheering campaign staff at a critical moment of transition from the Biden operation. She announced that Biden campaign manager Jen O'Malley Dillon and other top officials would stay on in their roles for her. As for Biden, White House officials and Democratic lawmakers rebuffed calls for the president to resign because of doubts about his ability to serve as commander-in-chief after he bowed out of the campaign. Mallory Wilson, Kerry Pickett, and Jeff Murdoch report Biden called into his former campaign headquarters while Harris was there and thanked the staffers. White House spokesman Andrew Bates insisted that Biden would finish his term and continue delivering results. A White House official said the president received virtual briefings Monday from Elizabeth Sherwood Randall, his Homeland Security advisor, and Jake Sullivan, his national security advisor. After refusing to answer a majority of questions in the first congressional hearing on the attempted assassination of former President Trump, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle is facing overwhelming bipartisan calls for her resignation. Lindsay McPherson and Stephen Dinan report Cheatle repeatedly refused to resign, telling the House Oversight Committee that she thinks she's the best person to lead the Secret Service at this time.
I have taken accountability and I will continue to take accountability. I am responsible for leading the agency, and I am responsible for finding the answers to how this event occurred and making sure that it doesn't happen again.
Lawmakers disagreed, especially after she declined to provide basic details about security decisions for Trump's July 13th campaign rally in western Pennsylvania. Committee Chair James Comer said his committee isn't known as a model of bipartisanship, but that panel members came together unanimously in our disappointment for Cheatle's lack of answers. Legal analysts say the Supreme Court's conservative majority this term issued a handful of rulings that limited federal agencies' authority. Alex Schwarry reports the court rolled back bureaucratic power to issue rules and regulations by authorizing judges to override decisions and upheld the right to a jury trial in disputes with administrative law judges, among some of the rulings. Challengers to a variety of administrative and federal agencies won at least 6 cases at the court this term. And finally, Andrew Salmon recaps the International Religious Freedom Summit Asia in Tokyo. Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te and former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo lamented fraying religious freedoms in Asia, saying the issue required renewed international focus and that China was a primary obstacle to progress. The summit was sponsored in part by the Washington Times Foundation, which shares the same founders as the Washington Times. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.